The Architects of Destiny, the ancient code of the modern master. The prologue, the gathering. Imagine we are sitting under a vast, starlit sky. The fire crackles, and the smoke carries our intentions into the night. We have been told that to be successful, we must only look to the west, to their clocks, their ledgers, and their towers. But the fire tells a different story. The fire says, the river that forgets its source will surely dry up. Today, we go back to the source. We take the wisdom of the world's most famous books, the secrets of wealth, the science of habits, and the mastery of the mind, and we strip away the modern paint to find the ancient African altar underneath. We are not here to hustle. We are here to awaken. Success is not a mystery. It is a mechanical and spiritual process. If you follow the blueprints, the building rises. If you ignore them, it collapses. Today, we bridge the gap. We connect the high-tech of the modern mindset with the high-touch of the ancestral spirit. We begin where everything starts, in the invisible world. Pillar I, the Nommo, the spirit of the word. In the Dogon tradition of Mali, the universe was not created by accident. It was sung into existence. They call this the Nommo, the productive power of the spoken word. In the modern world, they call this the law of attraction or subconscious reprogramming. But the ancestors knew it first. The tongue is a magic wand. An African proverb tells us, a mouth that does not eat does not speak, but a mouth that speaks creates the world. When you study the great works of success, they all point to one fact: thoughts are things. But in our tradition, thoughts are only the seeds. The Nommo, your spoken word, is the rain. Without the rain, the seed stays buried in the dirt. Everything in the universe is in a constant state of vibration. Success is simply a frequency. If you want to attract wealth, you must vibrate at the frequency of abundance before the money appears. You must create a mental prototype of your success. If the prototype is blurry or filled with doubt, the physical manifestation will be the same. Thousands of years ago, the sages of the Nile taught the principle of Tahuti. This is the understanding that the entire universe is a sound. To create anything in the physical world, you must first master your vibration. This is why music, drumming, and chanting are central to our spirituality. They are tools of alignment. When you align your heart with your words, you create a resonance that pulls your desires toward you. In the game of life, the most powerful words in any language are I am. In our tradition, I am is the name of the divine within the human breast. When you say, I am tired, I am poor, or I am unlucky, you are taking that sacred power and attaching it to a lie. You must become a mental tyrant. You must pull the weeds of I can't and plant the seeds of I will. You are not a human being trying to have a spiritual experience of wealth. You are a spiritual being having a human experience of mastery. Pillar 2, the Nun, the ocean of potential. Modern books tell you to work hard and grind. They make success feel like a battle against the world. But the ancient sages spoke of the Nun, the primordial waters, of infinite possibility. The proverb tells us, the sun does not forget a village just because it is small. In this philosophy, the Nun is the silent, dark space of the mind where all ideas exist before they are born. The Western approach is to force things into existence through sheer willpower. The African approach is gestation. You do not make a seed grow. You provide the right environment and let the divine intelligence within the seed do the work. Success is not a struggle. It is a coming forth by day. You are not creating wealth. You are simply allowing the infinite potential of the Nun to take shape through your focus. This is the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. Your external world, your bank account, your health, your status, is a perfect mirror of your internal state. You do not achieve success, you radiate it. If the inner temple is in ruins, no amount of external labor can build a palace. The size of your success is determined by the size of your belief. Most people fail not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. When you expand your mental map, you change your biology. You begin to see $1 million opportunity where others see only a problem. Your subconscious mind functions like a GPS. If you provide it with a success goal, it will automatically steer you toward opportunities. It is a giant engine that doesn't argue, it simply obeys. To change your life, you must reprogram that engine through visualization until your success becomes an automated reflex. Pillar 3. The Ubuntu Circuit, the power of the we. The West created the myth of the self-made man. They want you to believe that you are a lone wolf, fighting for your piece of the pie. But the campfire knows better. We know Ubuntu. I am because we are. The proverb says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. A single stalk of grass is easily stepped upon, but a forest of bamboo is unshakable. Your wealth is not yours alone. In the African tradition, power is a circuit. Think of it like electricity. A light bulb cannot shine if it is disconnected from the grid. When you achieve something, you aren't doing it alone. You are the point of expression for thousands of people who came before you. Success is a team sport. The most important skill in the world is the ability to handle people. Remember that every person you meet is primarily interested in themselves. To be influential, you must become genuinely interested in others. The sweetest sound to any human is their own name. Listen more than you speak. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. If you can help enough other people get what they want, they will eventually help you get what you want. This is the law of circulation. Money and power must flow through you, not just to you. By creating value for the village, you create a vacuum that the universe is bound to fill with abundance. The human brain uses shortcuts to make decisions. People feel obligated to return a favor. This is reciprocity. We look to others to see how to behave. This is social proof. When you carry yourself with peace and enthusiasm, you become a human magnet. Pillar 4. Imayat, the alchemy of the soul. Before the world's most famous books on power were written, there were the laws of Ma'at, balance, truth, and justice. Ancient power was not loud or heavy. It was light and silent. The proverb tells us, a heart that is full of greed has no room for wisdom. The goal of the ancient alchemist was to turn lead into gold. Lead represents the dense human emotions, fear, greed, and the gravity of bad habits. Gold represents the solar consciousness of the master. This is the process of refining the self. Every time you wake up before the sun, every time you set aside a portion of your earnings, and every time you choose silence over a reactive impulse, you are performing an act of spiritual alchemy. Once you have the vision, the world will try to take it from you. Success requires an interior citadel, a place of mental peace that cannot be touched by external chaos. You must realize that you cannot control what happens to you, but you have absolute control over your perception. An obstacle is only an obstacle if you label it as one. If you label it as training, the obstacle becomes the way forward. When your body tells you that you are exhausted, you are actually only at 40% of your capacity. This is about callousing the mind. Comfort is the enemy of growth. To achieve what the top 1% have, you must do what the 99% are unwilling to do. Discipline is not a punishment. It is the ritual of keeping your heart light so you can fly to the heights of your potential. In the game of life, most people lose because they fight the obstacles. When you react with anger to a setback, you tie yourself to that setback by blessing your challenges and remaining unmoved by temporary failure. You allow the divine intelligence to work on your behalf. Pillar V, the seed of Alma, the mechanics of wealth. The Dogon teach us about the smallest seed that holds the entire universe inside its shell. This is the spiritual law of the small. The proverb says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Wealth is not a physical object. It is a state of consciousness. The laws of money are as immutable as the laws of gravity. They haven't changed in 5,000 years. To build wealth, you must first pay yourself first. You must keep at least 10% of everything you earn. If you cannot live on 90% of your income, you are living beyond your means and sabotaging your future. You must know the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Most people buy doodads, cars, luxury clothes, and electronics, thinking they are assets. In reality, these are liabilities that drain their cash flow. The wealthy build a portfolio of income-generating assets first, and then use the surplus income from those assets to buy their luxuries. You do not rise to the level of your goals. you fall to the level of your systems. A goal is a destination. A system is the daily walk. If you improve by just 1% every day, you will be 37 times better by the end of a year. Success is a lagging measure of your habits. Your bank account is a lagging measure of your financial habits. The way you start your day determines the way you live your life. The hour of champions, the first hour after waking, must be for movement, reflection, and growth. Win the morning and you win the day. The conclusion, carrying the fire. The fire is low, but the embers are glowing. You have heard the echoes of the world's most successful books, but you have also heard the heartbeat of your ancestors. The game of life is not a game of chance, it is a game of cause and effect. The cause is your internal vibration, your words, and your character. The effect is your bank account, your relationships, and your peace of mind. The Western world gave you the clock, but the African world gave you the time. Do not rush. Do not panic. You are a divine being playing a human game. You are the architect. Your life is the building. You have the blueprints. But remember, a blueprint never built a house. The information is useless without execution. From the Babylonian wisdom, save 10% today. From the atomic science of habits, start one small routine today. From the Stoic path, stop complaining for the next 24 hours. Your journey doesn't start in a book. It starts the moment you take the first step. You are the alchemist searching for the treasure that was always buried in your own backyard. You are the richest man who already owns the keys to the vault. Tap into the inner spirit. Recognize the I am. Build your village. And remember the ancient proverb, the kingdom of heaven is within you, and whosoever shall know himself shall find it. The game is over. The work is sacred. Go build your empire.